Alright guys, so today we're going to be putting a little bit more love into this matrix. One thing that really has been bothering me too is the windows. I was actually messing with them last weekend and I didn't do anything, but this tint is ridiculous. I was able to get the tint off of this window fairly easily, but this window I struggled quite a bit and I still don't even have it off. So today we're going to remove the window tint and also fix these windows, because look at this. They're not even, I've read a lot of things on here that the windows, the screws or something like that that hold the window to the regulator come loose, and literally every single window on this car is literally loose. So, and then I also bought a new seal for this window because there is no seal. It's missing on this portion of it. It looks like it got cut or broke right here, so we're gonna replace that too. So I have some car parts in here that I need to put in here, but I also have this. I bought a steamer because I actually used it for that truck to get all the PPF off of it, and it worked decently. And that is what I ended up trying on the front window, and it seemed to work pretty good. So I'm gonna use this again to try to get the rest of the tint off of this car and fix these windows. Alright, so I'm going to start on this window here. When I first got the car, I attempted to pull this off, and actually the majority of it came off, so, but there's still some left. I'm going to try to hopefully use the steamer to help loosen this up and be able to pull it off, or at least scrape it off fairly easy. So I cracked the window a little bit so I can get close all the way up to the edge, and I'll have to roll back up to finish this on here. So as you see, most of this came off in relatively good sections, but there is still some sections where the adhesive still stayed behind. So I'm just going to use a razor blade and try to just scrape this section off, and then I'll move on to the bottom section here. Alright, and I just want to show you guys how bad these windows are not being like on track, because like, it's literally it literally sounds like they're gonna break. So, but yeah, hopefully just the screws are loose or not even in there, I don't know, and we'll fix that as well. Alright, so I can definitely say these windows have never been this clean. I bet you, like, since this car was almost new. They're still not even perfect, but you can actually see through them and they look good. So I do need to try to clean up a little bit on the top. You can see, I think it's more just water, but there's still some residue from whatever was on there. So I'm gonna try to clean that up, fix this seal. Let's pop this door panel off and see if we can get these windows straight. Alright, so I'm obviously not the first person behind here. This already looks like it's been peeled back. It's ripped. But something I noticed too is this door handle is broken. Of course, there's always something else I'm gonna find wrong. I mean, door handle still works perfectly fine, but it's just the mount where this mounts to is broken. So I'm gonna have to probably replace that. I might as well just try to see if I can find a set, because that one is missing some of the chrome on it. So see if I can just find one for this door, one for that door. But looking in here, I gotta figure out where the screws are at, which I think I'll have to lower this window down just a little bit. But there is window tint. Okay, well that's pretty simple. I'm gonna clean up this window real quick, and then we'll roll down and try to find these screws to tighten up. Alright, so after I took this whole door panel apart, I was looking farther into this, and I think I found the problem. And I was hoping that it would just be a loose screw, but it wasn't. So the window's all the way up. I want to start bringing it down, and then as you see, the window right here, it's not sticking to the window anymore, and then it just lost track. And now I don't know what this is, how you're supposed to fix this, but unless if you need to put new silicone or whatever they used on that, I'll have to look into this. But nothing seems loose except for this is actually coming detached from the window. Alright, so looking into this, it looks like I'm gonna have to re-glue this back on, which I don't have anything like that on hand to glue that on there, so I'm gonna have to just push this back where it was, which is no big deal, but we'll have to look into some new adhesive or whatever for that window. I think pretty much all these windows are like that, so I'm gonna have to just look for some new glue and then glue all those things back into place. But I'm going to continue on getting rid of all the tint on the windows because that's still a must. I was just hoping this would be a quick fix, but it is not going to be as easy as I thought. So, and I don't even know, I haven't really seen this one on this side yet. I'm hoping that that one is attached and it's only this one that will need to be replaced, but I'll figure that out on the next time I do this. So, but I'm going to finish cleaning off the windows on all these windows, and then we'll put everything back together. Alright, so here's the front window, all nice and clean. And now you can see the back window has no tint, but you can see all the residue left over. So I'm gonna try to get that cleaned up too. So pretty much almost all four of these windows have no tint, except for this one is going to be the trouble one because I had so much trouble trying to just get it off to begin with. But this one has no tint on it, it just needs to be cleaned. I got all the passenger windows done. Well, I should say all the four doors done. This one took me the longest. It was literally coming off in little tiny pieces. It would not pull off at all. So I pretty much had to razor blade this whole window. But it looks amazing. I don't think I've ever seen these windows look so clean before. So now it's time to move on to these little windows and the rear glass. So the rear glass is probably the worst, but I'm hoping it'll come off easy. trying to do the back window here. You can see I have started up over here around the light, but this back window is going to be giving me a lot of problems too. One is the defroster. Can't really use a razor blade around the defroster. All I'm doing now is just taking some Scotch-Brite, steaming it, and then scrubbing it off. That does seem to be helping, but it is going to take a while. So I'm going to try to do this window, and then we got the two last windows there. Alright, so been making progress on the rear window. It's still taking me a really long time to do this, but just been using the Scotch-Brite, just scrubbing it down, and it's just slowly coming off. I probably got maybe close to half the window done. Got the majority of the top. The bottom is still needs to be done on this side. Alright, so I got the back window probably like 90%. There's still some tint left back here. It's behind the wiper motor. I have to try to figure out how to take that off, but I'm not going to really worry about it. But it definitely looks a million times better than it did. If I have any before pictures, I'm going to throw it up, but I can actually see through it now. So now it's time to move on to these windows here. Hopefully these ones will go better than the last one. Alright, so pretty much got all the tint off of these windows, and these things look super good. So I don't know if you remember this window. This window looked really bad. They still might need a really good cleaning, but for the most of it, you can actually see through the window. And you can see I had just as much problems on this window that I did here. Everything was just coming off in one piece, or little pieces. The rear glass definitely could use another good cleaning, but you can actually see through it. But now you can actually sit inside of here and you can actually see out the windows. That was the biggest problem. Like, just looking in the rear view mirror, this already looks so much better. Before, you could never even see out the back window, just because of how bad the tint was. But now it looks so much cleaner in here. It's amazing how much just bad window tint will change the car. So now I have a big fishbowl, but I have a nice clean fishbowl. So before, like I said, I would rather have a fishbowl than not be able to see out my windows. So, but with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys next time.